Hi everyone, it's Miss Liz with the Pawpaw District Library. Welcome to summer reading. We are so excited to have you join us this year. If you haven't already, be sure to sign up on Beanstack so you can see all of our weekly reading activities. It's very easy to do. You can stop by the library and we can help you do it. Today we are talking about owls. So go ahead and grab your owl kit and we are going to get started. Did you know that there are over 11 species of owls that are found in Michigan? Today I'm going to show you 3 of them, and then we're going to get into dissecting the owl pellet. First owl we are going to talk about is the great horned owl. Look at this thing. Look at how fierce it is. Look at the eyes. Can you imagine what it would be like if this thing was flying directly at you? Oh my goodness, I think I would be so scared. So this owl eats the larger animals like the rabbits, the groundhogs, and the rats. All right, so this is the great horned owl. The next owl we're gonna talk about is called the barred owl. And if you look at it, you can see these little stripes that it has on its feathers. That's where it gets its name barred. They're like little bars. So this owl is slightly smaller than the great horned owl, but it eats things like frogs and snakes, fish, moles, and this owl has the classic hoot. So when you think of the owls that you hear in the movies, this is the owl that is making that sound. The hoot, hoot. All right, and the last owl we're gonna talk about is the eastern screech owl. This is one of the most common owls that you will see in Michigan, all right? This guy eats the mice, squirrels, insects, fish, and it has a very unique sound. That's where it gets its screech in its name. So I would go to YouTube and look up the eastern screech owl and listen to its sound. It's really cool. All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to dissect our owl pellets. So I'm going to change the angle on my camera. You guys grab your kits, put your gloves on, and we are going to get started. All right, so here we go. So I've laid out everything that's in my bag. I have my gloves on. I have my owl pellet guide. I have my bone chart guide. And then I have my little tweezers, my pick, and then my owl pellet. So an owl pellet is formed when an owl eats an animal and it can't digest the bones or the fur of the animal, so it keeps that stuff in a little pouch in its throat. And then when it's done eating, it spits that stuff out in this pellet form. So we are going to see if we have enough bones to create the skeleton of that creature. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this up and we're gonna see what it looks like. All right, so there it is. All right, so right away I see lots of fur. I see a decent amount of bones, and mine actually has a really large bone right here. So I'm gonna look at my guide here, and I think this owl pellet is going to be very cool to dissect. So I'm gonna turn the page in my guide, and now I'm gonna make a prediction. How many bones do I think is going to be in this pellet? Just by looking at it, I think there are going to be 50 bones. So I'm gonna write 50 in my guide. And then I'm gonna make a prediction as to what kind of creature my owl may have eaten. And I'm gonna say it was a mouse. That's my guess, okay? All right, now we get to dissect it. So I'm gonna start with my pick, and I'm just gonna start breaking it apart. All right, be kind of gentle with it because we wanna separate the bones and the fur, okay? So like right here, do you see this really big bone? I'm gonna see if I can get that one loose. So I'm just gonna use my finger, use the pick, and see if I can separate it. All right, look at that. That's a huge bone. All right, so I'm gonna leave that off to the side. Now there's this thing right here. I think it might be a skull. So I'm gonna see if I can get that one loose. So I'm just gonna gently take my pick and I'm just pulling away the fur part of it. Let's see. All right, I don't want to break anything. So maybe I'll turn it. Let's see. There we go. All right, we're getting there. Oh my goodness, this one's huge. All right, I'm gonna use my tweezers and see if I can pull away some of the fur. That's working better. All right. So here's another bone I'm gonna put over here. That one's pretty good size too. I'm starting to think my owl may have eaten something slightly larger than a mouse, because I'm finding some rather large bones in here. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Look at the top part. All right, let's see. I've almost got it. There we go. Oh my goodness, I'm so close. Keep working, keep working. There we go. I use my tweezers now. Let's see. So I think this is its lower jaw that just came off. All right, we'll take a closer look at that in a second. See if I can get more of the hair off here. Okay, so here's what I've got it down to. Look at that. So this is the top part of the skull here. Here's like the snout or the nose. And then if I flip it over, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's these tiny rows of teeth right here and right here. So this is the upper jaw. Isn't that cool? So I'm gonna set this aside and I'm gonna see if I can find a couple more bones, and then we'll see if we can figure out what this creature is. All right, so here's another part of the jaw. I'm gonna set that there. Let's see what else. I'm gonna go over to this piece. And there are some couple bones. Oh, I think I see a claw. Let's see. That looks like part of a claw right there. Here's some more. Look at that. All right, now I'm getting into really tiny bones. So here, oh, there's another, that could be a leg bone. We'll see here. All right. Here's another one. I'm gonna use my pick to get some of the fur out. There we go. Oh look, I think this might be a leg bone. That might be part of the hip. I don't know. And then there's all sorts of those tiny, tiny bones. I'm gonna see if I can get a few out. So here's one. Look how tiny it is. Oh my goodness. Here's another one, I can feel it. Here's a bone right here. That might be a part of a backbone. Put that there. All right, and I see another maybe leg bone. Look at that. All right, so I still have lots more bones in here, but I'm going to see if I can use my bone chart to figure out what some of these things are. So I'm going to start with the skull here. I'm going to look and see which one does this resemble more. All right, so I'm going to turn it sideways so you guys can see. So I have a rodent, I have a mole, I have a groundhog, I have a bird. I am almost thinking that mine is a rodent because it has that row of really tiny teeth on the top, and then it has this hook right on its snout. Do you guys see that? Just like the rodent does. So I'm going to put it here for right now. Okay. All right, now I'm going to look at one of these bones. Let's look at this one. I'm going to see where this might match up. Oh, look right here. So I think this is going to be a hip bone. So if I turn it around, it has that opening that has that little circular thing and then the long bone right here. So I'm gonna leave that there. All right, I'm gonna grab another one here. Let's see, let's look at this one because it has just this really tiny little bone in front. So I'm going to look and see. I don't think it's a front leg, I think it's too big. I think it's going to be a back leg. Ooh, I think it's this one right here because it has that really, really tiny bone in front of the thicker bone. So I'm gonna put that one there, okay? So I am really starting to think now that I have a rodent, some sort of mouse or rat that this owl ate. I'm gonna do a couple more bones here. Let's see, all right, here's another jaw. Let's look at that. Oh, look at that, you guys, it fits almost perfectly. Do you see that? It has the bottom part here, it has the row of teeth, and then it has that bottom jaw. Look, I have another hip bone. We're gonna put that one there. And then let's look at this one. I think this one is still going to be part of the hip. I think it's going to be that one there. So I'm gonna put that bone there. And then I'm gonna grab this little tiny one. I think this is going to be a front leg. Probably this one if I had to guess. All right, you guys. So this is all I have time for my skeleton here. I am so pleased with this owl pellet. I found so many bones. I found a skull. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I would love to see a picture of what you guys found in your owl pellets.
Thank you for watching. Wasn't this video a hoot? If you want more, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell for notifications. Give this video a big thumbs up and comment below. See you next time.